Okay, I came across this accidentally, or trying to. Well, you just kind of stumble across things sometimes, and I wanted to share it because I thought it might be helpful. So there was a way in a previous version or pre-version 2.0 of GenerateBlocks where you could set the visibility of say a container block based on a post meta field value, or whether it had a value or not. And I'm pretty sure that's gone now. And there have been some questions over like, well, how do we handle that now? And I would highly recommend this plugin that I use. And this does what I'm about to show you, plus lots more, based on your membership role, like how you're logged into the site, or metafield value, times, days, things like that. And it's free. Uh, this has the features of a pro plugin. But anyway, if you don't want to use this, or you're working on a site that doesn't require many features, and you just need to conditionally hide an element within GenerateBlocks in your template. So yes, we're back at Luke Skywalker and Empire Strikes Back, and you know I wouldn't say jazzed it up, but I've added a few more elements to show you how this might come in handy for things like this. So let's say that we go into Luke, and maybe he doesn't have a bio. Let's see. Let's paste that somewhere else, and yeah, that's a little piece we're going to look at here shortly. And maybe let's just get rid of all his gallery stuff, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, a scenario for where this could be needed. So if I refresh this, okay, now I still have that line from the bio, and I still have a gallery header. Now I could put in like pretty sure with the repeater field, or with the loop, query loop, I can put in a no results. But what if I just want to hide that all together? And the same with this container now that I have for the bio. So what I can do without the block visibility plugin, and again, I came across this when I was testing. So a lot of times I'll come in and, so let's see, that is that container. I'll come in here and use a data attribute. So I'm going to call it GB visible. So what I would do is like plug in the dynamic tag in here to kind of see what it outputs, and I would just experiment with some different things. And that's what I'm trying to find, those array values, let's say, or things like that. And what I discovered was that if it doesn't have a value, it's going to hide whatever element you've added this attribute to. Now, data attributes are kind of anything goes. You can add stuff, and it won't mess with your markup. It won't ding you for invalid HTML or anything like that. But let's see. Oh, what is the post meta? It is meta key team bio. I'm just going to copy that, and again, data GB visible, or you know what? Let's just call it value. And I'm going to paste that in there and check it and save it. Okay, now we know that if by default, let's see, let's look at real quick, just as a reminder, we have this required to render. So that's the default behavior. If I uncheck it, we get this required is false. So now that line should go away because I'm hiding that container. So it's not there. Your spacing could be adjusted, but anyway, it's not there. That is the behavior I'm looking for. So now if I'm going to open a new tab and go back to Luke, And let's grab his bio again. I'm going to cut it up here. And where am I going? Team members, Luke. Yeah. Back on track. Okay. So I'm going to paste his bio back in, and now it should pop back up. There we go. And it even has the line on top. Okay. So if we take a look at this, what you'll see is that here is the actual text block, the GenerateBlocks text block that has this post meta value attached to it so that it populates. But here is the wrapper. So here you can see this data GB value, and it actually has the value. Ooh, I need to look and see why it's doing that. That's supposed to be a paragraph. Oh, well, we'll go back to that. Anyway, you'll see that the value has the actual bio in it. Not super desirable. It's not really going to hurt anything, but like if this were a long running multi paragraph bit of content, this may not be the best option. Just saying, you might include a checkbox meta field, custom field that lets you choose whether or not to show that container to go along with it. Again, not ideal. You want to check it based on the value. And maybe there's something in GenerateBlocks that I haven't found that where you can add another parameter to that post meta key that has an only output true or false, whether it's 1 or 0, whether it's there or whether it's not, and then it would still work without outputting this long string. But this is the way it currently works. And what in the world? Oh, well, that's why it's doing that, isn't it? Let's fix the grammar. Glad to know that was the issue, and it wasn't something that I was doing in my template. And now it's a paragraph. Yeah, that's how we want it. Okay, so what about this? So that field is a little bit different because it is a gallery field. So how do we check for the value of that? Well, see, I'll leave Luke open and scooch him over here, and we're going to go back down to our template. Okay, so what is... Okay, team gallery. So that is the field we want to check and see whether there's a value associated with it or not, whether it's empty or whether it has stuff in it that we want to output. So right now, Luke's has no stuff in it. So we want to be able to pass that value to this heading element, headline. Yeah. To tell it there's nothing there. So we need to hide this because there's no gallery. So how do we do that? Okay, so the team gallery is a gallery. So now let's go back here and let's take a look. So we know it's a post meta. So we're going to need that for a dynamic tag with a key of team gallery. But team gallery is a gallery. So it's going to output lots of things, or at least one thing. Okay, and we know from our look at arrays that arrays count by starting at 0. So if your array has 3 items, it's going to be counted as 0 as the first, 1 as the second, and 2 as the third. So we want to go into the team gallery, check the first item, check for the existence of the first item, and then grab the ID. You could also grab the URL. You could grab the alt attribute, but I know it's going to have an ID associated with it, and I don't want to output the URL of the first item, just the ID. So that is what I'm going to use. So we're going to go to this heading, and we're going to, again, do data. And this is completely arbitrary. It doesn't matter. Value. I'm going to paste that in there. Okay, we're going to save. And it should hide this headline because there's nothing loaded into Luke's gallery. and it's gone. So now if we go back to Luke and we fill in his gallery, let's see. And update that. And now if we come back and refresh, voila. There we go. So there, our working gallery and our headline to go with it. And let's see what it dropped in. H2 data GB value 285. Okay, so what is that? The ID2 actually is that? I don't even know. Is it? Oh wait. I wonder if it's the ID of the very first. Nothing in here is going to give us that. I'm curious. So what is the first image? It is looking out over. That's the end. There it is, right there. So it's telling us that that media item, its ID in the database is 285. So all I had to do was check for the value of the first item, or if there was one at all in the gallery. And when it found it, it's like it's saying true, so that it rendered that element. If it returns nothing, it's the equivalent of false, null, whatever, and it will not render it. So anyway, I thought that was kind of neat. So if you are working on a site and you don't need more complex conditionals, because you can't like check, say, well, you might be able to check for two values, uh, or the presence of both values being there, or something like that. Uh, More complex conditionals, definitely go with the plugin. And I might even go with the plugin anyway, just because this is a little more edge case kind of thing. But I thought it was cool. It might be handy. So yeah, so there you go. More videos coming. I do have one more gallery video, but it's going to be more of a using it in a block scenario, not necessarily a full-blown custom block that you can drop in. You can drop it in anywhere, but well, you'll have to see. I'll show you, and some other things. But anyway, having lots of fun as usual. Try to keep this short. This is kind of a bonus, an extra. Um, like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. I hope this is helpful. Let me know in the comments of some other stuff that you'd like to see that would help you out in your development journey. And yeah, I'll. You guys have a great day.